Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. A fall baking season is officially started in my kitchen and I wanted to kick off the season with a super easy dessert recipe for you. We'll be making my easy apple cobbler with fluffy buttermilk biscuits served with vanilla ice cream. This incredible easy dessert is perfect for the start of fall and it tastes like an apple pie, but it's so much easier to make. We'll start by chopping up our apples. We'll toss them with a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, and then we'll make those fluffy buttermilk biscuits also with a little hint of cinnamon. And then once the dessert is baked and cooled down a little bit, we'll dig in and enjoy with some vanilla ice cream on the side. And this dessert smells so good when it's in the oven. You are going to want to enjoy it immediately. Head on down into that video description box for all the recipe details. I'll have the recipe up on my website, including with metric measurements. And now let me show you how to make this easy dessert. I'm getting things started by preheating my oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. For today's recipe, we'll need about 6 to 7 cups of chopped apples. I'm going to start by peeling the peel first. And this will give us a really nice texture. And once I have my apples peeled, I'm going to chop them into large chunks. You don't want them to be too small. And then drop the chopped apples into a large casserole dish. Once I have all my apples chopped, I'm going to squeeze out a couple tablespoons of lemon juice over the top. Sprinkle on half a cup of white granulated sugar. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Half a teaspoon of sea salt. 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and we'll also add in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and both the flour and the cornstarch are going to help thicken the fruit juices as the cobbler bakes. Time for a little cinnamon, a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. I also like to add a little bit of freshly ground nutmeg. Use a spatula and toss this all together. You want to make sure the apples are really well coated and you have everything evenly distributed. And last, before we switch over to making our biscuits, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of finely cubed unsalted butter over the apples. Just drop little cubes all over the top. Now let's switch gears and make our buttermilk biscuits, and these are super easy to make. I'm using a food processor. You can also just do this by hand. We'll drop in 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of sea salt, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and we'll need half a cup of unsalted butter, and you want it to be really nice and cold. You can even place it into the freezer for a little bit. And we're going to pulse together the dry ingredients with the butter until you have a crumbly mixture. Transfer this flour and butter mixture into a large mixing bowl and pour in 1 cup of buttermilk along with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then use a spatula and combine this all together. And then drop little dollops of this biscuit batter right over the top of the apples. And I like to sprinkle some sugar crystals over the top before this goes into the oven to bake. My apple cobbler is ready for the oven. It's going to bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 40 to 45 minutes until the apples are baked tender and then the biscuits are completely baked and golden brown on the top. At about the 20 to 25 minute baking mark, once you see the biscuits turn a nice golden brown color, go ahead and take a sheet of foil and lay it gently across the top of the casserole. This will help prevent the biscuits from getting too dark and will allow the apples to finish baking. And once this is done baking, we'll come back to enjoy this incredible apple dessert. And once our apple cobbler cools down a little bit, it's out of the oven, it's time to dig in and enjoy. And I love how the apples like just bake down and they have almost like a caramel apple kind of texture. Check this out. Let's scoop that out into our bowl. Top the cobbler with some vanilla ice cream and then dig in to enjoy. And that's it for my easy apple cobbler recipe. This turned out phenomenal and the smell is simply incredible. It smells like the best apple pie baking in the oven, but you've done like half of the work. Don't forget to head on down into that video description box for all the recipe details up on my website. And now let's dig in to enjoy this incredible dessert. I have some vanilla ice cream here on the top, and you want to get a little bit of the apple, a little bit of this buttermilk biscuit, and some of that ice cream. This is so fantastic. This cobbler is one of the best fall desserts. I just love how easy it is to make, and the flavors here are amazing. You have these tender baked apples with loads of cinnamon, slight hint of that nutmeg coming through, and then these biscuits, the buttermilk biscuits, are so fluffy, really tender, and I love that they have like a slightly crispy topping on the top. Combine that with a little bit of that vanilla ice cream. And of course, you want to enjoy this warm. So you have warm cobbler with that refreshing ice cream. It's such a fantastic combination. I am definitely going in for another bite. This is one of my favorite treats for fall. I love how easy it is to make. Now, if you love apple pie, you are going to love this easy apple cobbler. It has all the same flavors, but it's just like a fraction of the work, and you are going to be in fall dessert heaven with this dish. Thank you so much for watching my latest episode. I hope you enjoyed this incredible dessert at home, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.